We will go up to the start where the women's pairs await us.
Women's pairs, A final. We can see the lineup in front of us. It's the Romanians we're going to get introduced to first. Bronze medalists from the World Championships last year and probably the form crew here, Martin.
Yeah, Vrincinea and Angel both took gold medals in the 8 last year. Barompu in the stroke seat and Anastasiadou, the younger of the two athletes. More of Barompu in the race. Here's the British pair, Chloe Brew, nearest us, and Rebecca Edwards from Okolkaj in Northern Ireland. The Jerkovic twins from Croatia. Lane 5, the Czechia crew, Flamikova and Novotnikova up in the bows, and then they got a tough job on this unfavoured lane. Hannah Reif on the left of your picture, and Lena Soisa on the right. Near lanes are very unfavoured. The crews on the far side have won those lanes through higher places in competitions, and they are the favoured stations with this crosswind we've got going today.
That was quite a long hold as the crews are waiting on the start in those pairs, but they handle the conditions pretty well as we see this Greek pair getting away nicely.
Wow, we ride with the Greeks. Massively high rate of striking, especially for these slow conditions. They've really taken it out at the start as hard as they can.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the Greek pair, but they'll be aware they've got these experienced Romanians, Tokyo Olympians, and qualified already. These two Brits also have qualified for the Olympics, in 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, and the Romanians, this pair's doubling up into the 8 that is racing later today, so I don't know how much that's going to be on their mind when they race this race as well.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if both of them were in the 8 or just one of them, and I couldn't quite work that out, but...
It's always an interesting thing what the Romanians do, isn't it, to use their athletes. We know we're going to see their women's double later, who will also be doubling up, but we'll look at this Greek pair here, Martin.
Yeah, and Barompu in the stroke seat there, it was amazing in the Tokyo Olympics. She basically dragged the boat across the line ahead of the Australian favourites in the semi-final. McDonald and McIntyre lost a final place, and they were one of the crews expected to challenge for gold because of this woman we're looking at now, Christina Barompu, and her abilities in the finish. The 23-year-old, she was just 20 in Tokyo.
And Martin, you used that word, dragged it across the finish line. You could really see the aggression she had. It wasn't quite as smooth as what we saw from the Romanian pair beside them. I don't know what you think of this technique, Imogen.
Yeah, I think the previous shot, you could see the Romanians and the Greeks in the same picture. There's definitely a contrast in their techniques. Very aggressive in the Greek boat. It almost looks like they're trying to lift the entire boat out of the water off the catch. And the Romanians look a little bit more conserved, a little bit more upright around the front end and a lot smoother. So far, they come through in first. GB currently sitting in that bronze medal position, but the Croatians and Czech and German crews have not gone away just yet.
Yeah, both these women come from the northeast of Romania, as so many of the Romanian team do. You've probably heard us talking commentary about the number of tall women and men in that part of Romania near Moldova, in the Suceava province, and closest to us, 26-year-old Roxana Angel.
And it's a nice comparison, isn't it? 37 strokes a minute in both crews, but it just looks a bit smoother and quieter, and the work's going on under the water, and they're doing very little to slow the boat down in that Romanian boat, whereas in the Greek boat you can see kind of water flying somewhat, and it's just they're doing more inefficiency.
Wow, look at that on the front end. Barompu on the left of your picture, she is smacking that, and you can see the impact on her shoulder there.
Yeah, you can see it almost shocking her shoulder and shocking the boat as they pick it up. The bow girl, Evangelia Anastasiadou, she's raced as a lightweight before. She's also raced as an openweight before. She's medalled in the openweight single at Europeans as well, behind Alexandra Foister.
Which was crazy. And on the medals, she's
5'5". She's shorter than I am. But look, that's just what it goes to show. You don't need height. You don't need size to make a boat go fast. If you know what to do, then you can make it work. And these Greeks are making it work. They're sitting in a silver medal position at Europeans.
We take the British pair, and again, training with you, Imogen, at Caversham.
Yeah, absolutely. We're riding with them now. Becca Edwards and Chloe Brew. It's been a big, long winter of training for these guys. You can see what it means on their faces. They're really trying to put down a really solid performance and really build something in this boat class. And Ford and Esme Booth have raced this boat class for the last couple of years, and these guys have been selected for the Europeans and from the previous World Cup at the moment, and just trying to learn every race.
The Djokovic twins really hanging off the end of the British boat. They missed a medal in the Europeans last year, finished 4th, and they are going to be absolutely motivated to get on the stern of the Brits. They've got to qualify Ivana and Josipa. They're in 4th place at the moment. You see that beautiful smooth technique. Tape on the arms, on the right arm of Roxana there, Romanian stroke woman, but it's not seeming to bother her at all.
Yeah, this Romanian pair looks like it's just properly moved out over the last 300, 400 meters. They're in the favored lane and they're just looking unhurried, and I think that's in contrast to these Greeks who are still sitting in that silver medal position. You know, sometimes it might not look the prettiest, but it sure as hell still works. So they're still sitting in that silver medal position, but I wonder whether the Romanians are thinking ahead and just conserving some energy now, making sure they don't make any mistakes and keeping the rest of the crews behind them.
So we want to see what the Croatians are doing relative to the British pair. There is our drone flying over.
Yeah, it's a good shout, Martin. The Croatian pair, you spoke about the Djokovic sisters earlier, and they are closing down on the British pair. I can tell you from my monitor, it's only 2 meters now, that race for the bronze medal. The British are still just ahead, but I think the Djokovic sisters here are moving quicker than the British right now in this big phase of the race.
In the stroke seat, Josipa said the biggest challenge for her is to try and improve her technical skills, and they're really trying to get a bit more speed so we can progress, and they've really come on since last season. It's the Romanians coming up to 1,500 metres, well clear. They are in that favoured lane. The wind, just to remind you, if you're tuning to this World Rowing production, I'm Martin Cross, with me Greg Searle and Imogen Grant, taking you through the European Championship finals. Greece hit the 1,500 in 2nd place, but look at that, Croatia, what a marvellous row from the twins, the Djokovic twins. They are going toe-to-toe with the British.
Yeah, and I think that sustained push from the Djokovic twins has also actually brought the Czechia pair back into it as well. There's 3 crews fighting for that bronze medal. It looks like gold's pretty sewn up. I think silver's looking quite confident, but it's going to be who's got the most in the last 400 for that bronze.
Yeah, Rebecca Edwards looked like she was dying there, and Chloe Brew, I think, went to University of Southern California. Her dad swam for Britain back, I think, in the Seoul Olympics, is really trying to find all the reserves of strength to hold off the Djokovic twins, who are now in a bronze medal position. What a marvellous row from the Croatians.
Well, and we should mention the Czechia pair as well, that we saw that flag waving before this race. The Czechia pair are also still in the race for that bronze medal, closing down on the British, and we'll be looking to close down onto the Croatians as well as we're coming here into those red buoys with 2:50 to go.
There's the Greeks, you can see them in silver medal position. There's the Romanians. We need to get a look at the Czechia pair, the Croatian pair and the British pair. The stroke of the Czechia pair, Paulina Flamikova, she said her inspiration comes from Helen Glover, who took gold medal yesterday. Look at that race. There's the Croatians ahead of the British pair. There's the Greeks in silver medal position.
Yeah, what I can tell you, they're going up in the race. The Croatians are at 42 strokes a minute. They have been for a while, but they've got this boat number 5 from Czechia right coming up alongside them now.
Yeah, Novotnikova and Flamikova have got a real sprint on.
They're coming right up to the Greeks as well.
And the Czechia pair are moving through the Croatians. I think the Croatians might be rowed out of a medal. Romania do take the gold. The Greeks will take the silver. No, the Djokovic twins do hang on for a bronze medal. Czechia pair charge past the British, who have to settle for 5th place. What a great race that was for the back of the podium positions. These women, no doubt, took gold medal. The German pair will come in 6th, Sarissa and Reif. But exciting as we pan back. Great, we had pictures of that contest just as we came up to the line as well.
Yeah,
well,
wow.
It was a tough race in those tough conditions, wasn't it? And actually, you've got to really admire what was done there by the Croatian pair, the Djokovic sisters, and the Czechia pair, really, given the lane disadvantage that they had to actually force their way up onto the podium. Tough one for the British pair, who were in there but then got pushed out.
Yeah, the winning time 7:52, over a minute outside world best time. It's a really long race, and the smoothness panned out for the Romanians.
And there's the gold, and here comes the silver medal Greeks, but the battle for bronze, well, that was where the jeopardy was, and the Croatian twins grab it, one better from last year. They really have moved on, and they need to, because they've got to qualify for the Paris Olympics in Lucerne. Confirmation, Romania, and then Greece and Croatia.
Please join us for the national anthem.